Hi there, Joe here. Now, celebrities use LinkedIn, or do they? Now, you might find some celebrities hanging out on LinkedIn. You might see their profiles pop up from time to time, but are they actually using it? More than likely not. So, in this instance, Kate Sobrano, an Australian singer, I'm connected to her. You can see that because we can see first level connection. Out of interest, I came across her profile in a search and thought I'm going to connect to her and see what happens. So, of course, she accepted, and off we went. But the giveaway signs that she's actually not here personally is the way her profile's written and her activity. So if we look at the profile, we've got, well, let's have a look at the actual positioning. So we've got this background image here, which you can see some legs and a crowd. So to better leverage the profile, you'd want to be actually pulling this image down so we can see that is in fact Kate. It could be anybody. It could be my legs, just for branding purposes. The headline, Entertainer at Kate Sobrano. Well, we know she is Kate Sobrano, so how about we create a headline that actually positions her for people that don't know her yet or are actually looking for her and we want to find her easily. And if we look at the summary area, we've got the two lines here. It's written in a very marketing kind of way. And if we have a look at the whole thing, it's pretty much a history in reverse date order of what she's done, what she's released, where she's been, as it says, career timeline. But the summary is an opening conversation. So, and I've created a 7-step formula to help people frame it. But it's about taking on that journey. So in this case, firstly, it should be written in first person as well. But tell the story of Kate. Where did she start? What got her into music? What are her biggest achievements? Which is some are listed in here. But where is she looking to go? That sort of thing. So you can feel that you build a connection rather than it just being a list. There is a place for this, but we can certainly put that somewhere else. And then if we go down, so that was the summary. Go back to their summary. We've got activity, which I'll come back to. Then we've got experience. So experience is your job history, your roles, your business, and it connects to your company page. So here's a big opportunity missed. The grey box of which tells me that there's no company page. And I can see that because in the bottom bar of my browser, I can see it takes me to the search for keywords Kate Sobrano. So if we had a company page for Kate Sobrano, or she could be connected to also a company page of her management company, for example. All the people that are under the particular management could connect in, or they could have their own company page for their own brand. So then we get the logo here, which would be her logo, either her face or maybe she's got another logo that she'd like to use. Bit of a description here. So we've got all their albums, that's great. But what's missing is the media. So linking to different things, linking to the music, linking to videos and that sort of thing for branding. So obviously Kate's been around for a long time in terms of music, but what else has she done? So if we look at some of the history here, this is, albums. Maybe she has done some stage performances. Maybe she's done other things, or really standout things where she's sang at particular events that can be put under experience as well. We've got skills and endorsements. So as a first level connection, you can endorse the person. So I can endorse her for entertainment, concerts, television. They're the top 3. Click see more. We'll see the rest of her skills. Now she's got a lot of endorsements because obviously people want to be aligned to her brand, and they've witnessed her because they might have got her, own her CD or seen her in a concert. And so we can go down and see other things. Well, this is another way to find out more about people. So what else does Kate do? Well, she's a fashion blogger, according to this. So there you go. That's something else she does that she can be endorsed for. She can be endorsed for pop or pop in capitals. Pianist, vocals, friendly personality. So there's different things you can use skills for. You could actually add a skill as getting creative here as the album title and get endorsed for that. So, that's another thing. Then we have recommendations, which is a written testimonial. So only one person has actually given her one, who is a music producer back in 2015. So not that she needs recommendations to sell her music or get booked, but recommendations are a nice way to actually align yourself with her brand. So if you're connected to Kate, you've witnessed her sing, maybe you booked her, maybe you went to a concert, maybe you could write her a recommendation about her music to put yourself on her radar. I also say thanks. And then she can actually give recommendations as well. So she could thank people for, who've done something in her career that would be good for her brand. And then what's missing is the accomplishment section. So things like certifications, honors, and awards. So if she's won any big awards in the music industry, you'd have those in there. Publications. So if she's got a book, which I'm not sure if she's got an autobiography, that could go in there if she has. So there's different things she can put in the accomplishments section. And then we've got interests. So these are things she's interested in. The other thing that comes up here is people also viewed. And this is an interesting way of finding out other people. So obviously with celebrities, we can see there's a management company involved here. And some of these people may be part of the management company, so which is why they're coming up. But it's always interesting to see who else people are viewing. So if we look across here, I like to call it profile hopping. So and this is how I probably found Kate, from another sort of celebrity type person. So if we can start from Kate, we can go to Sam Frost from Home and Away, we can go to Chris Hemsworth, we can look for different people. Emily Sims, who is looking for new and exciting opportunities right now. We don't know what she does. If we don't know her, we don't know. There's no context. What kind of opportunities is she looking for? Is it acting opportunities? Is it singing opportunities? Is it modelling opportunities? We don't know. Or is it some corporate opportunity? We've got Malcolm Turnbull. We've got Remy, a bikini barmaid. Interesting. We've got Dustin Martin, football player. Stephanie Smith, which we don't know because there's no headline at all, so we don't know what she does if we don't know her. And you can see there's different people. So some are musicians, some are in the news, some are in sports. So this is a section you have no control over. So you have 10 people here listed on your profile, which are taking up some real estate and potentially distracting people. So if you're into bikini models, then you might go off and go, well, Remy, let's have a look at her profile. She's got an interesting photo. Or you might go, I'm into football, so I'm going to go look at Dustin Martin. So it might take the attention away. So you can turn this section off completely. But why not do a bit of a game of profile hopping and see where you're led to. So start with a profile that's got theirs on and just click. Choose somebody and see how far you get. Now, I often tell people to turn the section off. So once you get to that, a person that doesn't have this section, then obviously game over. But see how far you get. I've met some really interesting profiles, or come across some interesting profiles from doing this. So that's a point. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention was activity. So how do we know Kate's not actually on LinkedIn? The way her profile's written was one thing. And if we look at her activity, now she's got a lot of followers, but we can tell that she's not actually active here, because if you look at this last update 2 days ago, Kate and Zan's first interview in 30 years, the 80s trio are back in the spotlight, linked to a news article. It's written in third person, so unless Kate's talking about herself in third person, I'm sure she doesn't, it doesn't quite make sense. So whoever's managing this page, if it's a PR company, my tip for them is to write it as if Kate's speaking, because LinkedIn is person to person. So even if they are managing for them, and I do this for clients, I do manage content for clients, write it in first person, because Kate's a person. Kate's not a brand. It's not a company page, for example. That's a brand, and that's where you might write about your team in third person. But on a profile, it should be first person. And also then it gives that your connections a sense of them knowing you. So even if you're not really there, let them in and let them feel like they are connected to you, because more people may want to connect to you then. So if we scroll down, you can just see there's not really a great deal of content there, and that's activity. And if we look at her actual posts, so here we go. Follow Kate Sobrano on Spotify. Written in third person with a link to Spotify, which is great for, marketing purposes, but you want to make sure it's written first person. So here again, Kate Sobrano, blah, blah, blah. And obviously Ralph Carr is the management person, so that's where we go to. So yeah. So what can you learn from this, from Kate? If you're speaking about yourself in third person, if it sounds like you're not there, if your profile is written in third person, or it's just not very personable, when you are a personable person like Katie's, rewrite your profile. because you'll be getting better results if you're looking like you're there and you're branded well. Thanks for watching. Hopefully we can learn some lessons with Kate.